Well, I got a new French oak barrel for this vintage. I'm going to have 2 barrels worth. So this is a brand new French oak. I'm opening it for the first time and I'm just inspecting it. It looks really beautiful. The workmanship is tremendous. It smells great too. So it's like medium. Wow. It's a Tonnelier. It's from a certain specific forest in France. And take it open. Oh, that's beautiful. It's nice and toasty oak. Nice and sweet. It's going to make a great wine. Okay, looking forward to it. So today is pressing day, so what I'm doing is I'm going to take the cap, which is still slightly formed on these vessels. I'm going to remove the cap, put it into a separate bucket, and that's going to be taken up to my press, which I'll show you later. And the rest of the juice underneath it is all going to be scooped into this other stainless steel, let's call it a separator or a sieve. And I'll separate the juice, and that's called a free run, and I'll let that run clear into captured juice buckets. Wine buckets now, and then I'll take this cap, bring it up there, press it, and get the extra press juices. So there's the free run and the press run. So there's my must scoop. Here's the head on this Merlot. We're doing Merlot today. I already did the Cabernet. So it's kind of dry, as you can see, and then the juice is all underneath it. Why don't you come around here so the light can shine through. Now, as you can see, as I scoop down, it's get wetter and wetter. What I'm trying to do is keep the liquid down here so I don't have to cart it upstairs and press it. So, but here is the example where the wine is still bubbling underneath, and I'm just scooping the head off right there, the cap. So, what I'll do is I'll finish this up, and I'll show you the next step. So here's the bladder press, and I've used this last year in a couple, I think 2 years now. I filled this up with the Merlot that you just saw down in the basement, and it's full of just the skins with the kind of some of the muck on the bottom. So that's inside this mesh and this steel cage, and there's a bladder inside there that will inflate with water and press it against the sides like a balloon. So I put this over because if I don't do that, the berries will squeeze out and squirt all over. So there's a pressure valve, and I open up the water slightly, and you'll start to see as it presses, this is the press run. Get a lot of wine this way. This could be another 20%. And you can hear the berries squeezing. But you want to do this carefully. You want to slowly press, not do it so aggressively that you extract a lot of bitter compounds from the skins. You really want to just get the juice squeezed slightly from the berries, and then what happens is it becomes this really dry cake that I compost. So I've just loaded this up with the rest of the Merlot. This is what it looks like as it's just sitting there. I'm not inflating it yet, but this is again free run. Anything that runs free without pressing is the premium. It just tastes different. It could be more fruity, less tannic. When you press, sometimes you get more tannins, but a lot of times you blend them together and they're balanced beautifully. So I'll let this run for a little while. This is the bladder press. The bladder inside the press, and it was pushing the skins all around the side. I'm deflating it now so I can get the cake. It's called pumice, the spent grapes. So when I take this off, I'll do this first. And hopefully when I pick this up, it'll stay together. If it doesn't, I got some cleanup to do. Okay. Look at, oh, it's gonna fall apart. But here's what it looks like. It's really, really dry, but I didn't press it too hard. I only went 2 atmospheres or whatever pressures. So bars, they're called, 2 bars. But that's what it looks like at the end of the press. So what I'm going to do next is I got another bucket to press. I'll load it up, clean this up, put another batch inside, and then we'll be done for the pressing, and we'll do the next step, which is free run. Well, it's the juices in the buckets. I'm going to let that settle overnight, and then I'll rack it off the sediment or the sludge, and then we'll put. Well, I've gone and racked the wine, the Carmenere, to the barrel, and this barrel is the one I showed you before. It's the new French oak barrel. It's currently got an airlock on there because it's still undergoing malolactic fermentation, and when that is done, I expect it to go maybe 2 weeks. We'll see, and I'll keep an eye on that, but I'll do some testing. So that's still going, and so it's full now. I added 22 gallons of Carmenere, and I topped it off to 26 gallons volume with the Merlot. But everything else, it's been a busy couple of days. I've had to pump all the volume of wine from these buckets that I've now cleaned up, and the fermenters. Everything is clean, and I'll show you the yield of the wine that you can actually see that's not in the barrel.